Hello, this is Angel Kraus, and this is a review of FACT, Formative Assessment for California Teachers, Module A. Just to remind everyone that FACT is broken up into different modules now and can be found in your Dropbox shared folder. You will share your Dropbox folder with your support provider and myself as the program director as well. All of your FACT documents are in there, and you'll work on them in there and save them in there. It'll automatically save to your Dropbox and to your hard drive on your computer where you have Dropbox installed. Just a quick reminder that when you do submit FACT, when you're completed with a module, you will submit your Module A FACT document in Moodle, and then your Module B and Module C, Module D, depending on how you're completing them. So at the beginning of the FACT Module A document, you can see at the top here, that's where I'm at. I'm in the FACT Module A document. There's an introduction to FACT and what the FACT process is based on. And so during orientation we went through this, and if you're in year 2 of the program, it's very familiar. So taking a look. So we're really going to start the information about Module A here at Context for Teaching and Learning. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So Context for Teaching and Learning really helps you understand what you're going to be working with in your classroom, who you're going to be working with, and how you're going to be working with them. So for all the FACT modules, it's really important that you are able to understand the full picture, the big picture of why you are working with that whole module. And so for Context in Teaching and Learning, you're going to complete 8 different little guides from A1 all the way down to the conversation guides. And you'll be working with your support provider to complete that. So let's take a look just at the different steps. What it allows you to do is see who your students are and really get a good idea. So step 1 is that you're going to be collecting and reviewing information. You can do this with your support provider, or you can do it without them as well. So I would suggest to go ahead and work on your own on completing A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6. This is a great spot where your site mentor can help you with any of the questions that you have here. So during step 1, you'll be collecting information. During step 2, you're going to contextualize and extend the information. So let's go ahead and take a look at step 1 and the documents that are involved in step 1. So the first document is your class profile. When you fill in this, please make sure that your student names are not listed their full student names. You can do student 1, student 2, you could use first initial, last name. You just don't want to put their first name and last name here to make sure that you're protecting their privacy. Some teachers just like to put the first name, and that works great. Birth date would only be if they're younger. This would help you understand the overall level of your class, if they're English language learners, special needs. And then the identifiers are located down here at the bottom of the page. What different services have they been offered in the past, or what programs are they a part of as well. And then general comments that you can about those students that will help you plan instruction for those students. And just to note, oftentimes there are bold. If your district school provides this in another format, you can make a copy and attach it, or add it or copy and paste it just right in the spot where this box is. So that is A1, the class profile. It continues on with any students that you have with medical conditions, and again, if your district has this in another format, you can attach it. You don't have to copy it in here, or you can just put it here to have it all in one spot. Students with IEPs, students with 504s, any students that have a SST. If any of these terms are not familiar with you, just talk with your support provider or with me as the program director to help explain them. And then GATE. Also, your school may not have a GATE program, but if the students have been identified as high achieving, you can put them here as well. Your EL learners. And then A2 is going to be your instructional environment. This is, it can be your classroom, of course, but we use environment because we do have some fully online teachers and some teachers that maybe aren't in the same room all the time if you're teaching physical education. So what exactly is your instructional environment look like? If you are in a fully online setting, this can be your Illuminate room and how you set up your Illuminate room, or if you do a day class, what that looks like as well. So you can draw or attach your instructional environment here. And then also the rationale. So you want to include an explanation of why your classroom is set up as it is, or why your online classroom is set up as it is. Just a quick mention, if you are in year 2 of the program, you can copy and paste your A2, your instructional environment, right directly here, and make any changes that occurred from year 1 to year 2. A3 is your school district information resources. This is a great one that you can work with your site mentor on, and to complete all of this information. If there's something that you don't have, you just won't check it. If you've never heard of it, you can ask your administrator or your site mentor if it's something that you have, and you would just fill it in with that. And again, if this is your second year, you can go ahead and copy and paste all of the information from your first year into your second year document. So lots of information. Here's the A4, which is the homeschool communication. And again, here you don't want to put the student's full name, but it's just showing that you have a process and a procedure for how you communicate with your parents and how you communicate with the guardians who are in charge or who work with them once they go home. So I think that this is the most common one where people attach a document. Some people keep spreadsheets. Some people are required to keep it in an online program like a grade book or a notes, an online notes program. And so you can definitely attach what does that documentation look like. Essentially, we're identifying that there is some sort of a process for recording contacts from home and making sure that you're tracking those to support your student learning. A5 is a site assignment orientation checklist. So oftentimes this occurs when you're first oriented to the school site, but sometimes it doesn't occur. Sometimes there's a binder sitting somewhere where they might have information. So kind of make sure that you discuss this. This is one where we do want you to work with it with your site mentor or an administrator. So what does your school provide in these types of services? And then lastly, as a part of this is A6, which is your community map. So our communities that we live in greatly affect the learning that occurs within our classroom. And so this actually allows you to take a look at what are the local services that are provided and any information that is pertinent toward your learning environment. And you'll discuss that with your support provider. After A1 through A6 are completed, you'll then move on to the conversation guides, which are step 2 in Module A. So the next recording will be looking at the conversation guide.